Good afternoon. Today is Election Day in the United States. These stickers are being handed out all across the country as people make their way to their voting locations and they're casting their ballots. Millions have already cast their ballots and they receive these stickers too. They cast their ballots in the early voting, and all of it is culminating in announcing winners. Winners of the elections, winners of the casting of the ballots, those that are going to move on to serve in our country. It is a big deal to have this election. We have these elections regularly to ask people to choose people who are going to serve on our behalf. And what can we do besides casting the ballot? What can we do to support the government that we have? We don't always agree with everything that the government chooses to do. Once we elect these people, they are going there and they have to represent a lot of different people and a lot of different viewpoints. And we're not always going to agree with everything that they say. But what can we do? Well, as Christians, we have to be very careful that we follow what God says. God not only says that He is the one that institutes governments, but He is the one that guides the governments for the good of His people. And the people that are being served by these governments are being asked by God to be willing, to be represented, to have a government over them, to honor and respect those who have that authority, and to pray. And that's what Paul says in 1 Timothy chapter 2, verses 1 and 2. First of all, then, I urge that petitions, prayers, intercessions, and thanksgivings be made for all people, for kings and all those who are in authority, in order that we might live a quiet and peaceful life in all godliness and dignity. That we as Christians have a responsibility not only to honor and respect our government, but we have a responsibility to pray for them too, to pray for all of those in authority, whether we agree with what they're doing or whether we disagree, whether our person won the election or our person lost. We as Christians have a responsibility to pray for those who are in authority. Why? So that we can live peaceful and quiet lives and do the things that God wants us to do, especially focused on finding what He says to us about His Son Jesus. That is the most important thing for us, and what God uses to make that happen is everything around us, including the government that we elect. Until we see each other again, the Lord's blessings on your day.